Hi guys, it's Nicole, and today I have the 10th layout using this same Simple Stories collection that I have been working through. I am actually pretty excited basically to tell you guys I am done with this collection. This process video is not the last layout, however. I'm kind of editing videos out of order, but they are going to YouTube and being scheduled in order of when I put them together. So today is going to be layout number 10. On the 20th, as part of the big YouTube hop that I run, you guys will see layout at number 11. And then either later on in the day on the 20th or possibly the 21st, I'm going to upload a video just kind of sharing all of the layouts together and a video sharing what I had left. I think that I could have probably gotten another one, maybe two single page layouts done, but I knew that it wasn't gonna work out well for me personally to try to push myself any further. And mostly it's because in my mind, I had already kind of switched gears and gotten excited about using another collection, sort of with the same game plan of using a collection and sort of staying with a collection and getting a lot of stuff done all with that collection. So I think once my mind has sort of turned that corner and is already like focused on the next shiny object, it's okay to say, you know what, I'm done. I felt pretty good about what I had used up, so that was kind of good. Now, for this specific layout, I went through and just kind of looked through a bunch of different Scrapbook generation sketches. Off the top of my head, I can't remember if this is a free sketch. It might be. If it is a free sketch, I'll post a link below, capitalizing that it's free. If it's part of one of their full-size sketchbooks, I'll post a link to which one I got it from if I can figure it out. I kind of just will look at a sketch and figure out, are the amount of photos going to work for me? And is the papers that they're using going to work with what I have left? Now, clearly the sketch shows a bunch of like long strips behind the photos. Now, I don't think I have any. No, I had one sheet of paper that was still in the 12-inch length, and it was that stripe pattern, but it was very busy and I didn't want to use it. So knowing that my photos were going to cover up a lot of it, I just put my photos down. I didn't attach them or anything. I figured out where they were going to be, and then basically I kind of just pieced the papers behind it. So you guys could see a couple seconds ago that there's some big gaps behind those photos, but they're behind the photos and no one's really going to know. This specific sketch is not one that I would normally be drawn to. And I think because the ones that I do like to use and that I find myself gravitating towards are ones that feature a lot of pattern paper, like big blocks of pattern paper. That's just my favorite supply. So that's kind of what I tend to want to use the most of. So things like this that have a lot of white space. Ooh, it's a bad hair day for me today. I kind of forgot about that. Anyways, I just don't normally go with these types of sketches. But the end result I actually ended up liking. So that is something that I will suggest of, don't just always shy away from the same type of sketches. Maybe just don't use like your favorite photos. Maybe just use some photos that don't necessarily have like a special meaning or anything, and just kind of play with what you have. Now, because I am using this home and family themed line, I was really trying to dig deep on what kind of photos and stuff I was going to use. So the layout before this was us buying our house, and then this layout was basically us hanging our TV that we, had to get. Basically, we moved in, got bedrooms figured out, got kitchen stuff figured out. We still didn't have a couch, and my husband wanted to go out and get a new TV, and we ended up covering this like weird hole over our fireplace. So that was kind of funny at the moment. And then the photo on the bottom, you can see that because we didn't have any furniture in that room, we dragged the kids' little armchairs in, and we were able to access I think just Netflix, and then we could put like DVDs in because we use a PS4 basically for our TV capabilities. So the kids were good. It was, up until this point, they were just kind of running around an empty house and having fun and stuff. But I think if you are a parent of small children, sometimes you need Netflix to come in, and you need Netflix to be the babysitter that it is so that you can shower or get some things done, especially when you're trying to unpack a house. Um, so pretty much I followed the sketch pretty closely, and then I just looked through all these weird leftover pieces that I had. So on this one, I was able to use two of the chairs and somewhat make them fit my theme or like feel of my layout. And I just kind of included the die cuts as part of like a scene within my title. So I basically just made it say unpacking priorities. These little pink alphabets I shared in a haul video. I was hoping that they were going to be like cardstock weight, because the cardstock weight letter stickers, you can put them flat, but you can also pop them up, and I prefer to pop them up. These are too thin to do that, so I'm just going to go ahead and use them, and I guess keep that in mind the next time I'm looking for alphabet stickers. And then I chose to just kind of piece my journaling as like another block over here between my photos. And I basically just typed up like what I was explaining to you guys about moving in, and these were our priorities at the time. And my husband actually, I almost want to say we couldn't find a TV mount that was made to go in these weird like pot shelves. So he ended up like coming up with his own thing, but he knew that he was going to need somebody to help him hold it up. So he had his dad and his uncle come over, because there was no way that I was going to sit there and try to hold up a TV, especially knowing what he paid for it. Like, I didn't want anything to do with it. So I kept the kids out of there and just kind of snuck in and took a couple pictures. And then, because I think a lot of times when you move, you end up getting rid of furniture that you don't like and stuff. So the other picture was just a like console table that we had gone to Target and picked up and put together, and basically it's just housing things like our router and our modem, the surround sound system, just kind of the bigger elements, and then all the different like charging stations. Kids have their games under there. But it was one of those things where we needed to replace that quickly, especially after we were, putting the TV up and stuff. It was another, I want to say, week before we got an actual couch in there. So it was a lot of like sitting on office chairs and lawn chairs for the first week or so. But anyways, again, I've got a lot of just random leftover pieces that some of them instantly made sense, but to me, it's more of the die cuts that are very generic, where it's just like tabs or hearts or maybe like a phrase or a banner or something like that. Some of these other ones, I don't know. And I think it's because I do like my supplies to support my theme and support the context of my photos, that I can't just slap like a chair in a house on a layout talking about my kid losing its tooth. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but basically I think when I was working on this layout, I might have been chatting with some friends online. So that was another thing where we were talking about some of the die cut packs that manufacturers make, and how like sometimes they're just enormous or repetitive designs. Like, I think it would have been better if the houses across the die cuts, the stickers, and the chipboard were all different houses, whereas they were just kind of repeated. But then again, I think they kind of do that intentionally, because maybe one customer would only buy the chipboard and another customer would only buy the die cuts, to where they're getting similar images but not an overwhelming amount. So maybe that was my bad for purchasing too many items. I don't know. I have already gone through the die cuts and the chipboard for the next one that I'm gonna do, and so far nothing stood out to me as being like, what am I gonna do with that? But again, I didn't take like a hard look through it. I just kind of went through and sorted them, and that's gonna come in another video as well. I kind of decided to change up a little bit as far as how I'm storing and organizing a collection to be able to work through it. I think I was getting frustrated with just having to dig through bins all the time, and a lot of times I would get tired of digging through it and I wouldn't get to the bottom, and I was missing out on things that I probably could have used. So I decided to do what one of my YouTube friends does, and again, I'll share that in an upcoming video. But at this point, I have wrapped up the layout. I added some of those like DIY chipboard hearts that I had been making throughout this process, and just used up a bunch of different die cuts and stuff that was left over. And then I went ahead and added a date stamp to my layout. If I can remember to go ahead and do it, I do it while I'm doing the layout. This one I didn't have an actual day because these photos were taken over the course of a couple days. So I just went with the month and the year so that I know where to file it in my albums. So with that, here are some close-ups of the layout. And again, I always appreciate you guys stopping by. Love chatting with you guys in the comments, especially your take on this series. And I look forward to the next coming videos, and I will catch you guys in the next one.